We are live, and I'm just gonna, kind of do this podcast style while I am, doing my daily duties at home right now because I am working, I'm homeschooling. Just doing a whole bunch of multitasking, but I figured right now what I'll do is I'll talk a little bit of draft during the day. I know people will eventually come back to it, and I just wanted to kind of do a podcast style right now. So there's nobody really in right now, but it's all good. We're about 30 something seconds in, and we're gonna kick it, man. Did a great show last night that will be broadcast tonight, with Skywalker Steel at the Dallas Cowboys Network. You guys, be on the lookout for that, man, because that was absolute fire. Had my guy Space Cowboy, Jay Tuck, from Cowboys fan only, and we had Cowboys fan talk. Oh man, Rome. Hey, look, those four gentlemen, or yeah, those three gentlemen. Whew, man, we put together a fire show. So make sure you go you check that out when my guy Skywalker Steel drops it. But it was absolutely phenomenal. And the little things that I'll tell you guys you can expect from that show. You can expect it to be like around the horn, but it was all Cowboys talk. And look, it was just, what I'm saying, it was just fire. So you guys got to check it out. So the title of this video is, how the Jets and the Panthers, helped the Cowboys. And so I'll just go over, the NFL draft order as it changed right now. And pretty much like what the order is and what was just actually done. So for those guys out there that don't know, Sam Darnold was just traded for a couple of picks. I forget what picks they are. I have to look it up, but I do know that the Panthers still have their first round pick. So the Jets trading away Sam Darnold means they are in the quarterback sweepstakes. So the thing that we know, 1 to 3 will be quarterbacks. Three quarterbacks will go off the board. 1, 2, and 3. What's going on, Isaiah? How you doing, man? How you doing? Uh, we know that three quarterbacks will go off the board, possibly four, which is crazy to think about, just depending on who the quarterback is. So we kind of already had that speculation, but with the Jets still having Darnold, there was still the fact that they could just build onto what that was. So that I was kind of thinking maybe the Jets don't go quarterback, but they're going to go quarterback now. And knowing that, we said this: the more quarterbacks that go ahead, that's great for the Cowboys. Now, Sam Darnold being traded for what he was traded for, we know that the Panthers were in it for a quarterback. So now the Panthers are going to have to pick. You know, they're going to have to pick to build around that quarterback. So without any further ado, let's talk about this draft order. So the draft order as it stands, and I don't know why Google isn't being friendly right now, but number one is the Jaguars, and they're expected to take Trevor Lawrence. The Jets are number two. They're expected to take a quarterback. We don't know if it's going to be Zach Wilson. I expect it to be Zach Wilson. Probably will be. Number three is where it gets tricky because we know that San Francisco probably was trading up for that. But you got Justin Fields, you got Trey Lance. Some are speculating that Mac Jones is the guy that they're trading up for. I don't know. But Atlanta, they're in a position to where now your best value is quarterback. Now, do you decide to build with Matt Ryan? Do you decide to go another position? Atlanta is a wild card right now, but Atlanta could go quarterback if Justin Fields is there because that's the hometown kid. So Atlanta's they're in a weird position, And number five, I finally found the draft order. So number five is Oh my God, my internet is acting crazy right now. For the guys out there, who's number five right now? Because I know number six is Miami right now. Uh, I know that number six. Oh, number five is Cincinnati. So number five is Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is going to build around Joe Burrow. Cincinnati is tricky because they could go wide receiver or tackle. I think they will go wide receiver or tackle. They could go Kyle Pitts, but in my opinion, they will have the opportunity probably to fit that need to get the best tackle off the board. If I'm Cincinnati, I go Panay Sewell. I go Panay Sewell at number five. I see Cincinnati going either Panay Sewell or Jamar Chase over Pitts. Miami probably could go receiver there. They could go. I don't think they get Devontae Smith, but maybe Tua wants that. Maybe they get protection for Tua. Maybe they go Kyle Pitts because Kyle Pitts makes a lot of sense for Miami right there. Miami has multiple first round. They have multiple, because they have also a pick at number 18 where they can go get a tackle. Maybe you get Pitts and then you pair him up with the tackle at 18. Miami at this point can kind of do whatever they want. They got three picks within the top 36 picks. Miami's kind of balling out here. Miami has a lot of top 100 picks here. So, you know, Miami is the wild card, but Detroit, if Pitts is not the pick for Miami right there, I don't see him being in Detroit. I don't see them picking another top 10 tight end. But you have to think that Detroit's probably going to go receiver there. They're probably going to go receiver because it makes a lot of sense. Uh, my man Joseph says Devontae Smith at number six. Possibly, man. You never know. And with these pro days and tape and value, it's all over the place right now. But what I do know is that Carolina's no longer looking for a quarterback. Carolina is a wild card as well. So there's a couple of wild cards. We got Atlanta, we got Miami, and we got Carolina. Carolina no longer needs a quarterback. We know Detroit is not going to go quarterback. Denver now, though, depending on how this goes, Denver could go quarterback. If Atlanta doesn't pick a quarterback, Denver has an opportunity at Trey Lance or Justin Fields, depending on how it falls. That changes how Denver drafts. So the one thing that we know, let's look at the possibilities of quarterback. You got Jacksonville, you got the Jets, you got San Francisco, Atlanta could go quarterback. Um, Denver, and then that leaves Dallas. Dallas is in a great position right now because no matter who falls to them, they're going to get an absolute stud. And then from Dallas, I stay at 10. I stay at 10 right now. And I know that a lot of Cowboy fans are saying defense, 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 defense. But the way that this draft is falling, with what the Jets just did, what Carolina just did, with Miami moving up, with Cincinnati there, you're going to get a premium offensive player. Premium. We're talking premium. We're not talking about fitting a need. We're talking about premium. Now you're at the 10th spot for a reason. Whether Dallas is, whether we believe in potential or not, we're at number 10 for a reason. We sucked this year. We were at a position to where we ended up at 10. And when you have a top 10 pick, you can't reach for a need. You have to get premium. You got to go premium. You got to go premium. I don't think any corner is premium right now. Just my opinion. I don't think Sertan is premium. I don't think that Horn is premium. I don't think that Farley is premium. I don't think any of those guys are premium compared to what we have. Now, hear me out when I say this. You got to look at the prospects, the possibility of Kyle Pitts, the possibility of Jamar Chase, even though I'm not looking for a receiver, the possibility of Rashawn Slater, the possibility of Panay Sewell falling to you at 10. Those names that I just named are clearly better players than these DBs. Waddle, Devontae Smith. Although I don't think we need Devontae Smith, although I don't see us getting a Waddle. Those guys are better. Those guys are just completely better. And they help us more. It's more of an impact. At 10, you gotta go impact. If defense, if I had to go defense, if I had to go defense there, and I'm thinking the closest to premium is probably Horn. But corner is a position to where it's so deep, but it gets deeper later. It gets deeper when the value's there, which is late first, second, third, fourth, fifth. You can load up with some defensive picks, man. You can load up second, third, fourth, fifth. Man, there's some guys out there. But this offensive talent this year is at a premium. And a lot of these guys we have never seen before, like Jamar Chase. We've never seen I mean, not that we haven't seen it, but I just mean based on these guys in this draft, Jamar Chase, man, is just a generational talent. No one and seeing what he did at his pro day, by actually having the tape to back it up, Jamar Chase is a premium. Like he's probably going to be an all pro player. Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is probably, barring health concerns, probably going to be an all pro player. Rashawn Slater, probably going to be an all pro player, pro bowler for a long time. Panay Sewell, probably a pro bowler, an all pro player for a long time. I can't say that about these DBs. I can't say it. Now I got to answer Isaiah Green's question. Who you want Dallas to draft, PS2 or JC Horn or Caleb Farley? The answer is, with the way that this draft happened and the developments that just happened, I don't want none of them three. I want an offensive player at 10. I want an offensive player because I believe that there are ways that we can shore up this offense a little bit. We didn't run particularly well this year. We did not. We didn't run particularly well, even with Dak in there. We didn't protect Dak as good as we could have. But you're looking at a premium player that can help you solve that. That can help you solve that and make you more elite. Yeah, guys are going to say, oh, we scored 30 points a game. Can it get any better? Yes, it could. Because we can control games a little bit better. We fell behind a little bit. We fell behind a little bit. We had to, once we got warmed up, we started scoring points. But it can be better. We're not perfect on offense. A premium player helps you. There's not a defensive player that we could draft at 10 that's going to fix this defense. And you want to know why that is? Because we didn't do well in free agency. We did what we do in free agency, and we're depending on the draft. We're depending on the draft to fix this defense, and there's not one player at 10 that does that. There's not one player specifically, but you can get a gang of those guys in the second, third, in those rounds. You can get those. You can get a gang of those guys, man. A gang of those guys, and then maybe you hit free agency after. But the defense isn't going to be fixed this year, and that's what you guys have to get in your mind. The defense isn't going to get fixed this year. It'll be better, but fixed, no. But offensively, we have a better chance of being elite in scoring points with just that one pick there, and then we help the defense. Let's see. Charles Trotman says, so yet another generation talent seems like a lot this year. There is, man. There is, which is crazy. And you just gotta go with where the draft board is taking you. You gotta go where the draft board is taking you. Sewell, man. Sewell, have you guys actually watched his tape? Like, I mean, I have some issues with him stopping his feet, but when that guy gets coached up, oh my God, that guy right there, man, he has a mean streak. Rashawn Slater, man. Oh man, they're comparing him to Zach Martin. Would you guys like to have another Zach Martin? I'll even put it like this. Let's say that J.C. Horn, or Patrick Surtain, or Caleb Farley becomes Byron Jones, who was an All-Pro player. I'll ask you this: Do they? Who's a better player for us? Who's the better player? Who was the better pick? Was it Zach Martin or was it Byron Jones? I think you know, guys. I think you guys know the answer to that question. To just imagine having two Zach Martins. How much better do we become? How much better do we protect our quarterback? How much better does Zeke have lanes? You gotta protect your investments. We just put a lot of money in Dak's pocket. We gotta protect him. We gotta help him. We gotta help Zeke. Put a lot of money in Zeke's pocket. Finn said thanks for Byron. Fins up. Yeah, and that's part of it right there. I don't trust that we keep a corner past 5 years because we don't. But linemen, running backs, apparently running backs now, quarterbacks. You got to go with value at 10. At 10. At 10, you got to go with if you can have a 10-year starter there, you got to pick them. Doesn't matter as long as it ain't a kicker or a long snapper. If you can get a 10-year player there that makes sense, you got to pick them. You got to pick them. You know. And let's see. Jose says I don't think the trade helps the Cowboys because Panthers going to take a player, not a QB. Yeah, but see, the Panthers weren't guaranteed to take a quarterback. We knew that there was a possibility that they wanted one, but the Jets have now confirmed that they're getting a quarterback. So we have three confirmations that they're going quarterback. Three confirmations. Three confirmations means that somebody else is going to either slide up and get a quarterback. We we like the thing we have now is three confirmations. And that's a good thing to know because three confirmations means that a good player drops. That's how it helps us. The Panthers weren't guaranteed, the Jets weren't guaranteed to take a quarterback. It sounded nice. They weren't guaranteed. They weren't confirmations. They were probables or, possiblies. Now we know that three quarterbacks are going in the top three. And that right there shores up a couple of things for you at 10. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. The more sure things that you know, the better for your team. You know? So now you don't have to because without knowing that there were three quarterbacks in the top 10, without knowing that, you had to have the possibility of, well, what if the guys that we want are gone? What if Sewell is gone? What if Slater's gone? What if Pitts is gone? What if, then, if all of those guys go, then yeah, we're talking corner. Absolutely. I'm taking JC Horn there. But in knowing Panay Sewell might drop to 10, there's no way in hell I'm picking one of them corners. No way in hell. If Panay Sewell is there, and I got JC Horn, and I got Patrick Surtain and Farley, ain't no way in hell I'm not picking Sewell. No way in hell. And just think about that. Panay Sewell drops to you at 10. That guy, who was slated at one point as probably the best player in college football. You know? So just keep that in mind. Panay Sewell, Rashawn Slater. Oh my God. Like, my wish list is still alive. The wish list that I had. Who do I see at 10? Man, I see a lot. I see a left tackle. I mean, I see a tackle. Well, I see Pitts at 10. I do. Whatever you want. Stay pat. Stay pat. Go ahead and get you. Go ahead and get you a generational talent because we will. Because some guys, because three teams in the top three are going quarterback, and I am excited. I am excited about that. That's how it helps us. Just the confirmation alone, and we know that Carolina's not picking a quarterback, so you know, four teams what they're going to do. That helps you. See, Jose says, I don't trust the Cowboys with this draft. I can see the front office going for a D. Smith, knowing Jerry, and you know it fins up. Uh, I don't trust the front office too because I could see. Well, here's the good thing that I do know. If Panay Sewell is there, if Slater's there, I don't see them picking. I don't see them reaching for a defensive player. If Pitts is there, I could see it happening. If both of the tackles are gone, both tackles won't be gone. That's one thing we do know. Both tackles won't be gone. And that's scary. Somebody, and it's actually crazy because somebody we don't expect to fall is going to fall. We all thought CD Lamb wouldn't fall to us last year. We all thought that. And I know that the defense was worse, but that CD Lamb pick was gold. That wasn't why our defense was bad. Our defense was bad because we didn't do anything in free agency, and we hired a defensive coordinator that didn't earn it. We hired a defensive coordinator that just did not earn it. Flat out. That's why the defense was bad. Had nothing to do with the draft. The draft was a great one for us. We ended up getting the best rookie corner in the draft in the second round. We ended up getting a one technique in Gallimore. We ended up getting a starter at center. We ended up Bradley Anide, who I think will be a very good player. That draft fell the way that it did because we saw the value and we went with the board and we didn't second guess it. If Jason Garrett is the coach there, I don't think we take CeeDee Lamb there. Jose, you say the best scenario is to trade that pick and get more assets. I agreed with that before I knew that three quarterbacks was going in the top 10. I agreed with that when I thought Panay Sewell was out of our grasp, or Rashawn Slater, or Pitts. Now I'm staying pat. Trading back doesn't get you a generational player. A generational player will fall to us. By generational, I mean a guy that's going to be around 8 to 10 years. The best scenario is to stay there and pick that guy, in my opinion. I don't run away from it. I don't run away from it at that point. I really don't. And what I do trust is I kind of, at this point, I trust in what I saw in Green Bay with Mike McCarthy and what I saw last year with Mike McCarthy. They're going to draft different types of players. There's no longer Garrett guys. We had to worry about that whole Garrett guy stigma. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Trading back is what we would have done then. We're talking about more assets, but at some point you got to just pick the player. I thought it was cool when we didn't think this many quarterbacks would go. We knew it was a solid quarterback draft, but this many quarterbacks that early, somebody really, really good, a day one starter, a day one 8 to 10 year guy is going to fall to you. I can't say that about the defensive side. There's not one player on defense in this draft that I look at and say that's an 8 to 10 year guy. And that's huge. Not even JOK. JOK is my favorite defensive player. JOK is my favorite defensive player in this draft. By far. By far. Jeremiah Owusu Koromora is my favorite defensive player in this draft. And I don't even think he'd be in Dallas past his rookie deal. You want to know why? Because what Dallas has showed us over the years, Dallas has showed us that they will change up defensively like it's nothing. We've run the same offensive system for, and I'm not necessarily saying it's a great system, but the system and the type of guys that we're able to bring in and continuity and stuff like that, it's been the same offensive system for the most part with revolving pieces since about 2007, maybe 2006. So we've had, so here's the difference. Since then, we've had four different offensive coordinators. Since then, we've had at least 5 to 6 different defensive coordinators. The approach offensively never changed. And that's why you can plug in offensive guys and you get all pros. We haven't missed offensively. We're not going to miss on offense. But defensively, the guys that we have drafted, we've missed on. Not because they weren't good players, but because when we changed, because defensively, we change identities too much and too many guys get caught in the wash. So for the defensive coordinator we're bringing in, that guy doesn't fit the scheme that they drafted that high. So he gets left out to dry. And he's not as good. That person becomes a project now. We didn't build the defense. The defense doesn't fit. The defense no longer fits our personnel. And we've been caught in the backwash for years. Rob Ryan does something completely different than Marinelli or Kiffin. And Chris Richard wanted to do things completely different. Or Nolan wanted to do something completely different. And guys getting caught in the backwash. And now Dan Quinn is going to do something completely different than Nolan. So the one thing that I do like about the Quinn thing is we're bringing in guys that are familiar with what he wants to do. And I think that that is the answer. The best thing we can do defensively is to sign KJ Wright, in my opinion. But, you know, because that helps build continuity. But defensively, the guys that we need to have that value to add to this defense are just simply not that high. You're not going to find a a ball hawking free safety at 10 in this draft. You're not going to find a one technique. You're not going to find an Aaron Donald type in this draft that's worth the top 10 pick. At corner, possibly, but you would have to build around it. J.C. Horn could be that guy. I think J.C. Horn is a perfect match for us. I do. But what I can't guarantee is that they don't move on from Dan Quinn next year, and then J.C. Horn no longer fits. But what we do know is that they love Kellen Moore. We know that Mike McCarthy is an offensive guy. So he's been here for a while, so he knows what he wants. And he's going to be here, or Kellen Moore's going to be here. We know that. That's one thing that we do know. So that's how I believe things helped. So let's see. Jose says, DMV, I know you love the Cowboys, but what do you see the Dolphins doing at 6 and 18? I'd like to hear your opinion. The man, look, your Dolphins right now, man, are winning. I think you guys could go Pitts. I think you guys could go. Um, if Chase is there, you could go Chase, or you guys could go Sewell. If Sewell is there and you just want to shore that up, and then maybe get a receiver at 18. I think that you guys from 6 to 18 go probably tackle and receiver. I think you guys go tackle and receiver. Your defense, you guys kind of stocked up on that last year, and I see you guys probably stocking up on it at pick 36. But I think that the Dolphins probably go tackle and receiver, whichever order they want to go. And I see you guys building around Tua. So that's what I see the Dolphins doing. Joseph Sandberg says plenty of defense. Day two, maybe round four. Absolutely. That's where I'm at too. If you guys are in tune with it, you know that. And these corners aren't far away from each other. These corners are not far away from each other. That's why it's really hard for me to say that there's a generational talent at corner in this draft because nobody sticks out far enough for me to say, damn, that's a Jalen Ramsey type right there. I got to take him top 10. I got to. I thought last year's corner draft was better, but this one might be a little deeper as far as the middle rounds go, if that makes sense. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to jump on for a quick 30. I gotta get on with my work day, and I really just, appreciate you guys for tuning in with me for a little bit while I had my morning coffee. And just feel free to ask questions. And again, I just did a show last night with my guy Jay Tuck. Skywalker Steel hosted it. Space Cowboy 17 was on there, and Cowboys Fans Talk was on there. And we had an absolute blast. And I think it's something completely different from what you guys are used to with Cowboys YouTubers. It was the pilot for it, and it's called Around the Nation. So if you follow me on Twitter at DMV Dallas Cowboy, you know, yeah, we've been shooting. I mean, we've been retweeting things all day. There's a clip out there, man. Look, it was an absolute blast, and I look forward to being a part of that in the future. And it was a pleasure going live with you guys today. Really, it was really a pleasure. Uh, let's see, Joseph Sandberg. Before I go, said something. Appreciate it, Jose, too. Thank you. Weird thing is, if you draft a corner in the top 10, wouldn't it be for man coverage? Totally agree. And we're asking Dan Quinn. Then we be going against what Dan Quinn does a lot. I think he mixes in man well, but you know the best of his scheme is really that zone. So yeah, appreciate you guys, man, for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell each time I come out with content, and share, man. We're trying to get to 5,000 subs because I really want to eat that chip, man. So, look, I really want to eat that chip. I ain't running from it. So let's get to 5,000. All right, we close. We're within 1,500 right now, so we're really close, guys. All right, man. Peace.